Today's story starts with a guy walking into his own house, and there's a dog sitting there. Not like a friend visiting with a dog, not a, hey, I'm looking after this for the weekend situation. No, just fully settled in, tail wagging, looking comfortable. And his girlfriend is just standing there smiling like she's pulled off some kind of surprise. And when he asks whose dog it is, she just says, ours. Like that's the normal sentence. Stick around till the end, because that's where I'll give you my take on this situation. So the guy telling this story is 25. He's been with his girlfriend, she's 23, for just over a year. And by his account, things are good, like actually good. She's kind, easy to be around, funny, so they're actually friends and in a relationship. And there's one thing he's always been very clear about. He doesn't do dogs. Not in a I'm not a dog person kind of way, in a very real, very firm, I can't be around them kind of way. He keeps distance from them in public, won't interact with them, won't touch them. And early in the relationship, like early, he told her this. If she ever wanted a pet, that's fine, but it can't be a dog. Cat? Sure. Something else? Fine. A snake even. Just not a dog. And to her credit, up until now, it never came up as an issue. Which is why what happens next feels so out of nowhere. Because he comes home one day, opens the door, and immediately clocks something is off. I don't know what it is about people, but we have this sense when something has changed in our safe space. Then he sees it, a golden retriever, sitting in his living room like it pays rent. And his girlfriend standing nearby, clearly excited. He asks whose dog it is. And she smiles like she's waiting for him to catch on and says, ours. And he doesn't process it straight away. So he asks again. Same answer, same smile. And then she says the dog's name. And he doesn't even register it properly and tells the dog to say hi to Daddy. And that's the moment everything kind of snaps into focus for him. Because this isn't a discussion. This isn't, I was thinking maybe we could. This is already done. And that's a big decision to make for someone who has made it very clear they don't like dogs. Because a golden retriever is not a small dog. So he tells her very plainly that she cannot be serious right now. And she just says, why? Still smiling. Like she genuinely has no clue, or is just playing dumb. At that point, he doesn't argue, doesn't raise his voice, he just leaves, grabs his stuff, walks out, goes to a hotel. Like, it is that big for him. So now he's sitting in a hotel room, phone buzzing because she calls. He ignores it. Calls again. Still ignores it because he doesn't know how to handle this situation yet. Then the texts start coming through. And this is where things shift from a bad decision to something deeper. She tells him he's overreacting, says his fear of dogs is ridiculous, which just what? Just because you don't have the same fear as others doesn't make it any less for that person. So he should just try living with one for a while, that she and the dog can help him get over it. But he never asked to get over it. And this is a conversation that should have been had well before there was a dog in his apartment. Like, exposure therapy is a real thing, but not like this. He had already built his life in a way where it didn't affect him. He avoids dogs, and that works for him. It's never really just about the dog, because what she's actually saying is, I decided your boundary isn't valid. And then she doubled down. Didn't apologize, didn't say, okay, maybe I went too far. She reframed it like she was helping him, which is quite a leap. But that's the turning point. Because now it's not just about living with a dog, it's about trust. It's about whether what he says actually matters in the relationship. So instead of going back and arguing it out, he does something a lot of people wouldn't. He sleeps on it. Gives himself space to clearly think instead of reacting emotionally. And when he wakes up, he lands on something pretty simple. He doesn't want to be the guy who says it's me or the dog, because clearly she wants a dog, and he can't live with one. Those two things don't align. And instead of forcing one of them to lose, he starts thinking about ending the relationship entirely. Not because he's angry, but because the foundation has shifted. He recognizes that she didn't just get a dog. She made a long-term lifestyle decision that directly contradicts something he was very clear about. And she did it without involving him. She just expected him to adjust. And that's a very different problem. So now he's sitting here thinking, do I stay with someone who ignores a boundary like that? Or do I walk away, even though everything else was good? Honestly, this one's not complicated. A lot of people get stuck on the dog part, but the dog isn't the issue. If anything, the dog just exposed the issue. Because if someone hears a clear boundary, especially one you've been consistent about for over a year, and just overrides it without any discussion about it, that's not a misunderstanding. That's a decision. A decision that her wants matter more in the relationship, regardless of how it affects him. And what makes it worse is how she handled it afterwards. There's no accountability, just dismissal, that because she doesn't feel the same way, his feelings aren't valid. Me? I'm scared of praying mantises. Just because most people aren't doesn't make me any less comfortable at the thought of them, let alone being near one. And this is one of those situations where compatibility isn't the question here. It's that she went behind his back and tried to force a situation on him. She disregarded his feelings and boundaries and then expected him to deal with it. And honestly, that's not the kind of person I want to be in a relationship with. Relationships should be equal say, respect, and communication. So no, in my opinion, he's not the asshole for wanting to end the relationship because she got a dog. And yeah, that sucks, because he even says she's been amazing otherwise. But amazing otherwise doesn't fix something like this. So where do you land on this one? Is he the asshole for wanting to break up with her over this? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for judging that one with me on Am I the Asshole But Zen? Let's see if your verdict changes next time, because it usually does.